I don't like following the lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to do something that's like unique, that's cool, and people can say
Relate to
whatever they want to say on stage and make people laugh. I think that's really the coolest thing. So I just really fell in love with the art of stand-up. And when I'm on stage, I don't worry about what I say is gonna be awkward. I prepared what I'm gonna say. As long as I have a laugh, I get a free pass for any topic, anything I say. You gotta feel comfortable with silent.
Yeah.
Like there are some jokes that takes time to deliver, takes time to get to the laughter, and the payoff would be great if you have the patience and the confidence for your joke. The payoff would be great, but sometimes I fail.
Because you're a female comedian, right? Which is not
Do you want me? Actually,
let's establish the fact, okay?
Appearance. On appearance. Right now, I'm still a female comic.
Okay.
A lot of female comics are talking about their frustration in dating, in like dealing with men, in like unequal like sex, treatment in the society. So they got a lot of backlash from men.
I have a question to this. If who is right and who is wrong here, okay?
Oh, you mean hugging the
But
female
it's just
comics?
people. That's how people hug. Look, I went on stage, okay? I went on stage. Andre lost, right? So it's just me, Lily, and Kelly. And I was like, where's Andre? And then I was like, I'm just gonna stand between them. And then I hugged them like this. And everyone was like, ooh. And I was like, that's how people hug, right? That's like, should I hug you like this? Like just grab you by the neck? They will be better?
It will be less sexual.
But that's how people hug. Like the hugging is a bit intimate, right? It is intimate action already. Like you moving someone, you getting someone closer to your body, right? You touching them.
We can leave that to the comment section. Like if people find that offensive or people find that's too much, you can leave your comment.
Hello world, this is your host Jay. Say It Slow podcast. We're back. Actually, I was thinking to record an episode with the comedian for a while already. And I've been inviting actually a lot of people. Steven, Ryan, they all been invited. But you got it first. So ladies first, I guess. Thanks for joining the show, Lily.
Ladies first, or they all said no.
I heard you had a show yesterday.
Yeah, you heard. What do you hear?
I heard it was amazing.
Amazing! Wow. Okay, it was some of it was amazing.
Some of it was amazing. Yeah. How you feel? Because look, I don't know. Have you performed in other countries or only China?
I performed in Tokyo. And Osaka.
Okay.
And Thailand, but I only did proper showcase in Osaka. It was like 2 nights, and the rest is just like regular open mic.
Okay. What's the difference? Did you feel like a big difference in the crowd, in what they like, how they receive certain jokes that you have?
I think
because there's definitely a taste, right? There's supposed to be something that's.
You can say taste. You can also say it is very different culture. I forgot to say I also did like comedy in Melbourne for like one open mic when I was. But okay, fun fact: when I did the Melbourne open mic, I was just had an accident from. I just had a bicycle accident and my face was all fucked up.
Fuck.
Yeah. And but I really want to do one open mic in an English speaking country, So I signed up anyway, and I don't know how that night works really because like people see my face, they were a little bit scared, and I still get laughs. So all I can
come
say,
out and say, "I love my husband."
That's what I said. I was like, yeah, I know my face looked like I've been abused. Yeah, but I think it worked. Like my joke worked. It was a small audience, but I think it works. And when it comes to other countries, I think people, it really depends on people's like people's like knowledge about
the world and general the references
English.
that you do.
Yes,
so
culture.
English, yeah. So you think that's what I was actually curious the most. You don't think it's about the culture or the type of comedy they prefer? It's just the amount of actual language they can understand and how much they can refer to.
I don't have that much knowledge to reference, to compare it. Yeah, like I said, I only did one open mic in an English-speaking country. And for other, all I can say is I do feel like Chinese are more introverted. We're very polite, and sometimes we're scared to laugh out loud.
All right.
Yeah, like because like in Shanghai we did so many mics and sets. I just noticed when a room is full of foreigners would tend to laugh, like they won't let you know that they're here to enjoy a good time. And Chinese people, first of all, they don't like drinking. I don't know why. We love drinking, but not in the comedy shows. Yeah, only in restaurants. I do know, like if they don't relax, they're just like, okay, I'm here to see what's going on. I am just here to practice English. It usually wouldn't go well if people are like, fun, they are like drinking, they are relaxed. It's usually go better. Yeah.
And I felt the same thing. Not even so we're talking about the local crowd, right, and the foreigners. And I felt even the language you're performing in. Because when we perform in English, I'm kind of like, okay, I start understanding the taste. I'm adjusting myself too. But then there was a couple of times I performed in Chinese. And I was like, "Hey guys, I thought you liked me." I'm like, what's happening? They like completely don't give a damn about what I'm saying, even though I was trying my best. And like, there's a guy from Russia speaking Chinese, trying to interact. They were like, some people were in the phone, like literally, I'm looking at you on the first row, and she's just playing WeChat or something like that. I was like, whoa.
Was it showcase or open mic?
No. It was just an open mic.
Open mic.
It was just an open mic, but still very different.
You just think I'm a Russian. I'm a white guy. Look at me.
Look at me,
I'm speaking Chinese. Yeah. Sometimes maybe they're just bored. I do know that Chinese, like usually, well, I can't say that about all Chinese. Yeah. At least in English open mics, we have a lot of experience. We have like at least like more than one time. We have a lot of at least more than one time people just in the front row and they're looking at their phone and they're actually just checking the translation.
Oh yeah. I saw that too. I saw
in time translation.
Because I was thinking he's reading. I was like, are you reading something? He's like, no, I'm recording so I can see. And I was like, wow, that's quite an applause for this dude. Yeah, he's reading the comedy while he's listening. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
It's cool. And also, I don't know. I also heard my friends just told me he was trying to interact with this girl. It was a showcase in Spicy, and he just tried to my English. He was trying to interact with a girl in the first row, and she's not with anybody. Okay. And she sit in the front row, right? Okay. So that probably means she wanna, like see comedy and really experience it. And he talked to her, and she's like, no, just not talking because she doesn't really speak English. Yeah. And I really wonder, like, what make them, why they choose to come to...
Do you think it's just because the comedy is getting popular here? And I think we talked about it yesterday, right? Yeah. How the social media affects it. Like, if you get likes, you're posting something, you're saying like, oh, there's going to be a show this weekend. They see, there's like, oh, wait, There's like
There's a cool
100,
event.
there's like
Yeah.
200 comments and people asking how to get there. I want to be a part of it. I want to socialize, right? But in the end of the day, they don't really think about, oh, I want to get some ideas from it, right? Or maybe I want to relax or something like that. It's different, I think.
Yeah.
It's part of the socializing, and learning English is an interesting one because I have no idea what we're gonna do when Chinese people are gonna learn all the English, and this what we're gonna be left with. And how is the scene, particularly in Shanghai?
Like right now, Shanghai is very strict.
But a lot of people who are gonna watch and listen to us, they might be from abroad, and they can be really curious of how the industry actually works here. So we can dive in that.
Well,
let's say you have a material, right? You want to perform. You're gonna ask the club, right? What's gonna happen after that?
You submit the material, you record a video, you send them the transcript and the translation, and they'll see, like the bureau will see what is inappropriate. Like if it's okay, they'll let you perform. Yeah.
How far can you go?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't know because I had a joke. I had a joke about Hitler. And I was saying, like, Hitler is bad. Okay. But, like, the bureau said, don't talk about that. But, like, I thought it's universal knowledge that Hitler is bad. Why can't I talk about that? But, they said no, so you cannot do it. And also, sometimes it is really up to interpretation.
Exactly. Yeah, how people see it. Right?
Yeah. Do you know, like 2 years ago, there was this the biggest stand-up company in China got fined like crazy amount of money. Yeah, and it's all because the comic was was comparing his dog to soldiers, and people find that really, really
offensive.
And honestly, I don't find that offensive at all. I think, like in that joke, he's actually saying good things about a soldier, but people can just interpret that. Like in Chinese, we have a saying like, you need to, like anything, if you just look for the problem in it, you can find it. Like,
exactly.
Yeah, so it's really up to interpretation.
I've been thinking about it recently, and I don't want to go too philosophical in it. Please tell me if I'm dragging you away. But like, if you think about it, right? Like comedy and laughter and happiness, if like it's all associated with the positive things, right? Like you're laughing, you're happy, but somehow this type of art is also, it's like drama and comedy is so close to each other that you just make one step this side and people get really mad about it if you make fun of someone, because laughing actually is it's a skill, or how to say, like a feeling that we have that makes us happy. But somehow if you do too much of it, it can hurt, which is weird how it works, right? Weird how it works.
Yeah, that's why people love to cancel comics now.
Oh yeah.
I honestly think that's why comedy is so fun, because you're always like juggling the the edge.
You're like modern type of gangsters, right?
Gangster. I just think it's about like you find where is the line. Like you're constantly trying to find out where is the line. Where is the line when it's like too much? Where is the line that is like make it fun? And sometimes, when people don't want to laugh and you make them laugh, that's the best feeling.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. Sure. Like I have the power to make you laugh. I think that's really the best moment to be a comic. I'm trying, but
is that why you started it?
No, I started because I think it was really interesting. Okay, so when I watched Louis C.K. for the first time when I was in high school, I watched the video and I find it so fascinating that a grown-up guy can just talk about her daughter shitting and it can be so funny, and that's what he do for work, and as a Chinese, like you always raised to be appropriate, like you gotta say the appropriate things, you gotta be polite and not offensive, and I find that is really good. That's like I always feel like I don't want to be this obeying daughter. I'm not like by nature. I'm not like just ordinary. I couldn't say ordinary. I'm not like I don't like following the lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I want to do something that's like unique, that's cool, and people can say whatever they want to say on stage and make people laugh. I think that's really the coolest thing. So I just really fell in love with the art of stand-up and just been watching a lot of stand-up. Then I find out, oh, there's actually stand-up in Shanghai. So
that was the moment where because when I personally started, I did it for fun. And for me, it was very hard to accept the fact that, okay, I'm going to do comedy. Because at first I was like, no, I'm not. Like, really? I'm going to do comedy? Because I never thought about it. I never imagined myself that I'm going to perform on stage and be a comedian. And to accept that fact, it took me a while. I was like, am I really doing this? I'm like, but now I feel like there's no way back. Like, I love it so much.
You can always quit.
No. For me, no way. No. I'm like, I have no idea what I'm gonna do now without it. Like, I got used to it so much, and the community of the comedians, and organizing and performing, and all this kind of cooking around this industry. I'm so deep in it that there's no way back. No.
Okay.
At least not now. Okay. Maybe one day I'll feel like, okay, this is enough. Like, I closed everything, and I'm fine with it now. But not at this moment for sure.
So you became so the first time you do comedy, how much do you know about stand-up? How much you
literally nothing. But I watched stand-up a lot. I watched it a lot. And because I learned English pretty early, I think, thanks to my parents, I was watching foreign comedy already. I remember, same as you talked about Louis C.K., the first one I saw was Eddie Murphy from 70s, that famous set. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. With the red leather pants.
Exactly. When he's like shining, and then he talks about men and women, and then you know how at first he talks shit about women, and then he talks about shit about men. And I remember I was so fascinated. I invited my friends on the next day, and I was like, "You watch this. Like, look what he's saying. Like, this is absolutely crazy."
Yeah.
But it was like in high school, I think.
Does your friend like it?
Yeah, I don't think they really understand it that well, because when I showed it to them, there was not that much stand-up in Russia. So there was like, I found the translation of it in Russian language, and I showed it to them. And maybe after a couple of years, stand-up came to Russia as well. And in Russia, it's huge. I know for people it's hard to accept, but
yeah, we didn't know Russian people were funny.
It's yes, and how crazy is that yesterday's show for you, there was two Russian guys were warming up for you.
Yeah, I feel very protected.
No, it is, and I'm always saying it's because of the language. You see, I don't think maybe it's something to do with the culture, maybe because people are generally kind of cold. When you make them laugh, they appreciate it more because it's not that typical for them. Maybe, but language thing is for sure, because the Russian language it's like a Lego. It's way more richer in adjectives and the way how you can play with times. You can make up new words all the time. That's why Russian literature, theater, if you heard about it, and stand-up, because it's all about writing. It's the way how you write it. And I even saw some videos on YouTube where they're saying that if you want to learn Russian, watch stand-up, and that's where you help you to understand the culture.
Yeah. I do think the way I learn about English culture and even how I learn English is through stand-up.
Oh yeah, watching, for sure. If you understand comedy, that will help a lot.
Yeah. How is the Russian comedy what is it like? What is the hottest, like the most famous Russian comedy style? Yeah. Like I mean, like what do people like the most? Because I know Chinese really like wordplay. They like crowd work right now.
Crowd work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crowd work is
when I was
huge.
performing in Chinese, they said stories. Like
stories.
Chinese like stories, and that's why they were saying like my jokes, because I can bring different topics. They were like, no, that's too much for them to switch. Just tell like one story.
Okay.
But stories are the hardest to tell.
It's
That's
the
the thing.
hardest.
That's the
yeah.
hardest to tell. Like if
You
I'm
gotta
telling a
keep-
story, it
yeah.
finished in 2 minutes. Like this is it. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Yeah.
I can't say about the style in specific. Roasting, yeah, roasting is one. There's like big shows on YouTube where they're just roasting the shit out of each other. And you can be very racist. That's the thing. You see, I think here it may be similar. Like you cannot joke about politics or religion, but anything else is like free path. You can go so far with it, which you cannot do in America. I think it will not fly at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like in our country, it's always been one race most of the time. Yeah. We don't have like I have so many friends, because they watch hip hop stuff and they think it's cool to say the N-word. I was like so cringing. I cannot do that. Yeah.
Do you think you're what is your true self? Do you think it's you're the real? Do you think you're real? Do you think you're more real on stage, or you're more real off stage? Because as we just talked about this guy from Shenzhen, right? He's obviously having like a character. He has a character. Like I think it's even has a term. It's like the shiny jacket or something. Like when you're going on stage, you're wearing this jacket, and it's like it's different person, right? You become a different person. Would you say you have the same thing or not?
What do you think?
I know you're not enough, but I think not that many. Not that much.
Yeah.
Not that much.
Yeah. If I have to compare, I think maybe I'm more real on stage because I'm more introvert and awkward off stage. Like I am when I'm on stage, I just like think when I'm on stage, I don't worry about what I say is gonna be awkward. I prepared what I'm gonna say. As long as I have a laugh, I get a free pass for any topic, anything I say. And off stage, I worry about, am I saying this too weird? Am I being weird right now? I worry about that all the time, and I always regret stuff that I say to people
in real life.
Yeah.
Okay, I see how it works. Yeah, because comedy, it's a very interesting type of art, right? It happens. I think it's the only art, as far as I know, that lives only one time. You know what I'm saying? It lives and dies at the same moment. Like a music, right? There's bands who wrote music 30 years ago and they're still performing. Movies, same story. You can rewatch it over and over again. Mona Lisa is in Louvre for 100 years already or more. But comedy, like a good joke, hits you only one time. There's no, as you said, like there's no awkwardness there because you said it, it's done. Like it's off now. It's off in the air.
Say, well, by your definition, improv is like the art of like live.
Of the art,
but I don't know. I'm not really into improv. But stand up, you can, if it's a good joke, you can keep telling it. There are comics that tell the same joke for 10 years. They just travel to different places, right?
But I mean to the same person, right? Because obviously if I'm telling it to the new people and the new audience, of course, but like for the same people, I know a couple of comedians. The dude who takes his t-shirt off, he tells this story
Bert
about
Kreischer.
this story about the machine that he always tells, but this is like it's specific. There's not many people doing that.
Comedy is definitely intimate to me. Comedy is about, you have to feel what the room is feeling, like you trying to understand where people are from. You trying to understand why they are now reacting to certain things and why they are reacting to certain topics. Like I feel every room is different. For me, that is really like fascinating. Also, the most difficult thing about comedy. Sometimes you gotta be like friendly. Sometimes you gotta be more confident. Sometimes, because every every room feel you differently. Like I do feel like some room they like you being awkward, they like you being like wrong, and some room just want you to be warm and like welcoming.
Exactly. Yeah, it really depends. That's why you always have a warm up and you're exploring, right? You see like it's very often when comedians saying, "Oh, I see what you like, I see what you like," and then you're raising the heat. You see how far can you go with it.
Yeah, you really you gotta feel them all the time. You kind of take care of them. You're also kind of like have to be aware of what's going on in the room, because sometimes it can be really good in the beginning and then you lose them.
Did you take care of them yesterday?
Well, I should take care of them more. I definitely regret that, and I think I was literally thinking about what I should have done like until 2 a.m. last night. Yeah. Every time, it's like last night I just think about if I so last night I feel like I was kind of panicked, and I stopped, like I lost face to myself. I was just like counting on my material, and I was not looking after to the crowd. I was like, I'm not like interacting with them. I didn't ask them, why do you guys like stop laughing like for one moment? Like this joke actually works. Like I didn't try to understand what's going on. I just kind of panicked. I was like counting on the next joke can bail me out of this.
Yeah, maybe next one will say.
Yeah, because I was like, I tried that before. It worked. It worked many times. Like, why didn't this work? And for that room, I think at that moment when I kind of lose them, I gotta like make sure I understand what's going on in the room. I couldn't just like, I think I was not there already.
It's hard. Yeah, the deeper it gets, the harder it's come back, right?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like silence. I think you're the same, right? You don't like silence. That's why you're filling it up with like and then next one
Jokes.
and the next one jokes. Yeah, I don't like silence too. That's why I'm making my material like as tight as possible. So I'm like, because if they don't laugh for too long, I'm like, maybe they're getting bored.
But you gotta. I know how that feels, and but I also heard really great comics talking about you gotta feel comfortable with silent. Yeah. Like there are some jokes that takes time to deliver, it takes time to get to the laughter, and the payoff would be great if you have the patience and the confidence for your joke. The payoff would be great, but sometimes I bail, and we're scared of silence. But it's a time of it's about like experience. It's about like how comfortable we are on stage. I've been doing this for 7 years almost.
7 years.
Yeah, I know. You probably think, oh, you still look nervous on stage.
No, I think it's alright. I think actually you should be nervous. I think those people who saying I'm not nervous or something. I think Andre was talking about it yesterday. He was like, no, you should be. I think you should be. A little bit nervous is good.
Yes.
If I'm not nervous at all, it means I don't give a fuck. Like, and I felt like that's not my best performance. I want something to a little bit make me like, okay, like make me move a little bit.
Yeah.
So I have like this need to get away from this pressure, so I have to do the better job, right? Because I'm not nervous, I'm super relaxed. That's maybe to someone else's style, it's okay, but I like when it's a little bit just pressing me to go, right?
Yeah, it's a combination of a little bit nervous, a little bit like I wanna like win you guys over.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sometimes it work. Yeah, it really depends on your personality. I would say. What I'm trying to say is I've been doing this for 7 years, and I am more comfortable with silence now than before. Because like the second time I did open mic, I said one line wrong, and I don't know what to do. I just like, I'm sorry, I'm bye. I just ran off stage.
Okay.
That's like me doing comedy 7 years ago. Right now, I like the longest set I did was like over 15 minutes. So you are You can see how you grow.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think I'm still very rookie in comedy, but I know I've grown way more than 7 years ago.
That's good. That's good. Do you think that comedy, because I'm also, you see, we talked about the yesterday performance and the different crowds and countries. Do you think comedy is subjective or objective? Do you think there's like a universal way when you can say this is obviously funny, or we should agree that everyone's taste is different?
There are common ground. Like there are things that are universally funny. Like if you see a puppy fell off
Wait, is this funny? That's the funny part.
Yeah, puppies are funny to watch. If you see them like just fall off like the stairs, you're like, yeah, it's funny, right? Like, but yeah, you're also right. Maybe some people don't find that funny. And you just constantly have to find the line. In every culture, there are something that's more offensive than others. Like trying to think.
The local culture and taste.
Yeah, like the dog thing.
The dog thing. Yeah, so we came to the idea that puppies are universally funny.
Puppies.
What if I don't like dogs?
You don't like dogs, then you are sociopaths.
Dogs are kind of slaves, right? They're doing everything for us to like them. Cats are independent.
I'm a dog person.
Really?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Come on, we're both Virgos. We should be on the same page.
I'm not Virgo. I'm Libra.
Well, how you said you're September?
I'm September 24th. That's like the first day of like
That's why
Libra.
We're so close and so far away at the same time.
Probably. Yeah. I don't believe in astrology if you really ask me.
I don't believe in astrology either, but the more I hear about it, I'm start questioning myself. Because sometimes I'm like, maybe it's age, Maybe with age, that's how they get you.
28.
That's how they get you. That's how they get you. Yeah, but I'm questioning already. I have no idea what's gonna happen when I'm get 35 or something.
Maybe you should ask Andre. He's more close to 35. No. This topic. How many your like subscribers are comedy fans? Why do they have to care about the subject?
Comedy, you mean?
Yeah, like comedy being subjective or objective. Like, why do anybody care about that? Except
but it's an interesting But it's an interesting perspective, right? For the audience as well. Because it develops their taste as well. Look, yesterday, obviously, right? That's what's happening. You performed yesterday. You're saying that Avatar joke, for example, right? You're saying it worked all the time, but they didn't laugh. So we can, of course, say that, okay, maybe it was the timing, or maybe it was the delivery, maybe it was the overall vibe. But what if it's just there is some chance that these people just don't find it funny? So shall we agree that there is like something is universally funny, like it have to be funny for everyone, and it's a problem with the people, right? They don't understand it because if we agree that something is universally funny, then some people that don't understand. Or we can say that okay, it's up to everyone. It's everyone's taste is different, and but then in this case, we should also admit that this joke is not that funny because maybe not everyone can find it funny.
It really depends. Okay. So that joke, I told that in so many different rooms, and 95% of the time it works.
Okay.
So I wouldn't think just because one time it didn't work, it cancels like how it works before, right? So you can say maybe this group of people, it would be like really, really interesting if a room of people just all don't find that movie, if a room of people don't know about Avatar, or if a room of people all find that joke not working when it works like 99 times before, I think that would be me delivering it. It would be my like relationship with this audience. I wouldn't say that joke is not funny objectively. Yeah. So there are definitely things that is more like universally funny. But I wouldn't say, maybe sometimes like one person was not in the mood and find that really, really offensive. You know, like I said, you can always find something's wrong if you're really looking for it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because before, the reason why I'm asking, because it's also my new idea, sort of. Because before I was thinking there is all different colors, right? There's no like just black and white in this world. But I started thinking that, yeah, it's either have to be like good or bad, right? It's black or white. Like there is, if anything in between, it's very hard to define it, right? So it's either people find it funny or they don't. But yeah, maybe it's just the question of taste, I guess. You said you're performing for 7 years, right?
Yeah.
Mostly in China, mostly in Shanghai, I guess.
Yeah.
How do you think? Because you're a female comedian, right? Which is not very you. Let's establish. Let's establish the fact, okay?
Yeah, appearance. Yeah, on appearance. Right now, I'm still a female comic. Yeah.
Okay. For the time being, okay.
Yeah.
For the time being, you.
For the time being.
How you feel the comedy scene is treating you as the female comedian here? Do you find I don't know, people are sexualizing you, or you meet any stereotypes, or any guy try to hug you right on stage and that's like yo, this
Yeah.
look, you're thinking about your set yesterday, that little thing. Maybe we're not gonna spend time on this now, right? But I was like, I have question to this, if who is right and who is wrong here, okay?
Oh, you mean hugging the
but
female
it's just
comics?
people, that's how people hug. Look, I went on stage, okay? I went on stage. Andre lost, right? So it's just me, Lily, and Kelly. And I was like, where's Andre? And then I was like, I'm just gonna stand between them, and then I hugged them like this. And everyone was like, ooh. And I was like, that's how people hug, right? That's like, should I hug you like this? Like just grab you by the neck? They will be better?
It will be less sexual.
But that's how people hug. Like the hugging is a bit intimate, right? It is intimate action already. Like you moving someone, you getting someone closer to your body, right? You touching them.
We can leave that to the comment section. Like if people find that offensive or people find that's too much, you can leave your comment. Okay. I do feel like people don't like, especially Chinese, we're not like, we don't like touchy.
But you're not random people, right? You were like, we were performing and we're on stage and we're taking a nice picture and
I think it's also the image it's also the image of a white guy just holding two girls.
That's I understand, but that's why I did it as well. I was like, okay, then I'm gonna be alone, and that's why I did it.
Yeah, but also
I was like, okay, it's gonna be a little bit.
Just the thought of why you want to change to in the middle. Like it was me next to you and
Kelly there.
Yeah,
right,
Kelly.
Right.
Yeah, why do you think you gotta be in the middle then?
Because I was like, it's going to be a funny picture because there's going to be a white dude standing on the stage with two Chinese girls.
Yeah, that didn't work for the audience. You think it's funny, but like the audience think that's not funny, right?
But why it's so... Again, but it's objective, right? It's not supposed to be a white dude standing with Chinese girls. It's just we are friends. I'm the male, you're two girls, and we performed, right?
It might not be like you hugging two Chinese girls. It might be just like a man hugging two girls.
What's wrong with men hugging two girls?
It was a little bit.
What's wrong with men?
We have seen too many, photos of gross men hugging girls like that.
So I'm a gross man hugging two girls?
No, it's just like we just link that into the memory of like all these pictures that we saw, like men hugging girls.
Look, I understand if I'm like an old dude on the wheelchair and I'm hugging two Thai girls in Thailand, maybe there will be a little bit a different picture. But that's the picture that a lot of people are referring to, right? This is fact. But then we performed, right? We're on stage, we're taking a picture, and that's how that's how you hugging, right? That's how you hug people when you're standing between them. Like this
is subject to you. It's like you think that's okay. I think the audience still think you as like they know you're a comic, but they still see you as a man, and they still see you hugging two girls, which is not a great image to a lot of people.
Again, why hugging two girls are not a great image?
You can hug them like this, but if you hug girls like this, it's like you have concubines. Concubines, yeah. It's like you are in a KTV. People, I think the first image people think is like you are getting all the girls like in KTV. And like you think
and you usually hugging them like this.
Yeah, you hug them like this.
But this sounds way more aggressive. Like this, I'm grabbing. Like I'm
at least it's not sexual.
Why? This is not sexual, but this is sexual? Because what? It's closer to your ass? Is that why? Okay, because it's closer to the.
Yeah, it's also like emphasize on the female. Like we're smaller, you're like holding us by the waist. You don't do that with your bros, right? You don't hug them like this. Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, you see the image. It's like you do that with two girls. It's not just you hugging two comics.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna hug my bro like this. Maybe it would be a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking cancel me. And bless God, Kelly saved my ass because she was like, "Yeah, hug me," and I was like, "Oh my God, yes."
Yeah.
And then I hugged Kelly alone.
I'm sorry, I abandoned you.
And she abandoned me. And the girl on the first row, she was like, "No," and I was like, "What?"
You learned an important lesson.
But that's how you hug people. That's
how you hug women.
But you are women, right? You are women, and I know you.
When
it's
I
not
say
like
hug
random.
women, I didn't say you hug like you female friends. Do you hug that to every female friends? Do you hug your mom like that?
I'm questioning it now. I'm not sure. I was thinking that that's how I usually do it.
Yeah. No, you don't. No, you don't.
They fixed me. That's how the modern culture fixed me, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking about
how you're being a pervert.
How I'm being pervert. How I got this label for life now, and I'm gonna spend my whole career trying to get rid of it. And I got on the camera, right? It's one thing when you just did it. Second thing was like 140 people were just like this taking picture of me.
130 people see it.
Yeah, see it and post it, and this is it. Oh, and I know this guy.
Now.
Yeah, I know this guy. He's funny and he's a pervert. Yeah, we heard about him.
Yeah, we don't know about the funny part. All right.
But still, you performing as the girl, do you think? Do you think you get a different type of attention when they see a girl performing? Because there is this stereotype in Western world for sure, right? They saying, "Oh, she's funny for a girl," like this kind of stuff. Do you think here it's similar? Because I also heard before you start, I also heard that Chinese comedy now it's living through like a renaissance because it started not that long ago. There was some times when they got banned and then get back again. And the last news I read actually that female comedians are the most like in avant-garde. They're like in the frontier of comedy, Chinese comedy at least.
Yeah, I would say female comic. Well, I can't speak for all the female comics, but based on what I know, based on what I know, a lot of girls are getting criticized because, like I said, like girls are taught to be a certain way, to be polite, to like behave accordingly. But a lot of female comics are talking about their frustration in dating, in like dealing with men, in like unequal like sex, like treatment in the society. So they got they got a lot of backlash from men. A lot of it, like there's this really famous girl. She has a saying like, "Why are men so confident, but they're so normal?" And a lot of men really hated her. Really hated her. Like if you watch all the comments on her video clips, there are always men like, "I don't get why this is funny. Like she's being so offensive, like to men," and people are boycotting her. Guys are boycotting her. Advertisement. They're like, "I'm not gonna buy this if you use her as like spokesman." Sponsor. I understand that, and also know that there are a lot of girls who get so much who feel the same, who relate to these like female comics so much. That's why they're popular. That's why they're like, you know, like raising so much discussion. So yeah, I would say being a girl in comedy was it can be tough, but also I know, like, based on my experience, there are so little girls doing English stand-up, and I know I got some advantage in being the niche, right? Like, I know what I was trying to say. I know, like, I can be. People think, oh, I'm brave. I'm like cool, and I appreciate that. But I also want to break out of that. Like, I want to just be funny as a person. You know, I don't want to be funny as a girl, and that's what I'm trying to do. And I feel, wait, let me try to.
No, it is. I understand what you're saying. And it's cool that you actually understand it, right? There's some self-awareness. And I even heard some comedians from abroad. They're like, "Oh yeah, she's a girl. She has a free pass. She gonna make it. She's definitely. It's way easier for her." It is kind of true. It is, because it's a niche, and people see that you're brave. Because just think about this.
In some scenes, I would say in some scenes, maybe.
But just think about this. Yeah. If I do the set that you did yesterday, and I'll joke about my exes and the female body parts, people, first of all, they will kidnap me. That's first of all that they do. They will torture my body, and then they will stick it to the tree. They will burn the tree, and they will dance around it very happily. That's what they're gonna do.
No.
Once I joked about women, period. It's not even I joked about the period. I joked about guys don't understand women on period. I was booed to like shit booed. The show stopped actually when I started talking about it. Yes, there's no way that's gonna fly. It is kind of true. It is kind of true.
I think is so many people. So there are so many male comics are talking about women being like, you know, being gold diggers. There are men talking about like their wives just like taking their money and not being contributing to their family. It's been talked so much. So I think, you cannot do my jokes because they are my experience. They are my writing, they are my life. So it wouldn't work for you. But I also think if you do that, like, men, if it's funny, men still gonna laugh about it, and you have your own market. And male, like, that's why Kill Tony is so big. Kill Tony, like, you guys have your own market. Don't talk about like, oh, the women are making our lives so hard. No, you have the whole world.
Yeah, they definitely took over it. But I'm also curious why it works this way. Like, there is something about it, but I still don't understand why. Like,
why what?
Why there is this kind of stereotype that, oh, girls are getting away with it and guys are not that many, because there is something towards it. But I think, as you said, it's a niche and bravery, and that's where it's not in my personal opinion. I heard it from people saying, "Oh, she's so brave. Like, I wanna support her. Like, it takes courage to do it." But I think if you're developing, and then slowly people will they're not gonna pursue and see you as, oh, just a female comedian, just a funny. She's funny in general, like, whatever. She's a professional. What will be your advice to girls who about to start comedy in China, or maybe doing it already?
I think, okay. If I'm allowed to give, like, if I'm qualified to give advice, I would say just try to believe in yourself. Just try to be yourself on stage and write about things that you want to talk about. I have a lot of like self-doubt about whether my topics are good enough. You know, sometimes I wonder if these are like too, you know, personal topics. These are, you know, not the most important, issues in society. But like, don't doubt about. I'm trying to talk myself out of it also, because comedy is not all about you trying to be right. You're trying to express yourself and entertain. Like all these topics that matters to you are important. You can read from so much, like how you think about yourself, how like the society is think about, like made you think a certain way. That's where the funny happens. And I just think believe in yourself and just don't quit. Like keep doing it. Keep doing it, and like try to like be not okay. Sometimes you wanna. Okay, for me, when I started, I think a couple years back, I want to blend in. I want to be with the cool comics, which are mostly just like white guys who has been doing this for years, like in Shanghai at least. And I think I let myself be. I think my joke are not as good as them, but I think what should I say? Like, be unique is the most important thing. I don't have to talk about like politics. I don't have to talk about like international issues. Like you can, like people are not here to get educated. They want to know about yourself.
I understand, and I think it's super cool if you can bring new perspectives, you can bring new ideas. But entertainment, it is a show first. Like people first, they're coming there not to get educated, as you said. They're coming to have a good time, have a drink, socialize, laugh, recharge, especially in the big city. That's why, when people doing comedy like on islands, Bali or something, I'm like, it's actually stand up. It's a very modern way of art. Why? Because it's a social interactive art that lives in the city, right? That's like because you're working, the pace and everything. It's a very good way of just relax, get the energy out, talk to other people, and then just get back home and then continue with your life.
Yeah, I do think stand-up is not just a new way of form, because like there's storytellers and they've been like exists like from the oldest time. And stand-up is just a new form of storyteller. You have entertainment industry that built stand-up into this way. Yeah,
I read some of the earliest were in Greece, and you know what they were doing? There was this Greek sort of a theater, when they were making fun of it. Was actually roasting. Initially, it was roasting, and there was some cities, and they had the rule that you cannot become a warrior unless someone roasts you in that theater.
It's a really important thing to learn how to take a joke, Yeah, it's really important to take a joke, because otherwise, like, everybody just got offended. Like, they disagree on so many things. Like, you see one comment, like one person saying their opinion, and you're like, I'm offended by that. You're wrong. But like, sometimes people just, you don't know the whole picture.
Yeah, exactly.
I think comedy is like showing you so many things can have different perspective. You just take a joke. Just try not to be so serious.
Are you personally how are you taking criticism? Let's say tomorrow you post a video, there's like 1,000 rough comments saying you should quit. Why she's doing this?
I
find a job. Find a real job.
I have a job. The comedy doesn't pay. I actually posted some videos on WeChat channels before, and the comments were really mean. I know that's gonna happen, and I think you just like, you couldn't let that stop you. If I do stand up, let's say the first time I went on stage and people, like I can hear people's actual thoughts, like if people are actually thinking I'm not funny, I would quit already, right? Like everybody everybody should understand. People on internet, they say the meanest things because they don't have to take responsibility,
of course,
right?
Yeah.
And they're and they want us. They want to. Maybe they're jealous of you, like expressing yourself. Yeah, like when I post my some clips, people talk about, oh, your grammar is wrong. Like, so what? Like, you can be so correctly on your grammar, but you're not gonna be funny. Like, you still cannot really speak to other people. You cannot like communicate with people. So, like, what does grammar do?
You understand what I'm trying to tell you. Yeah, you understand what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, I think what I learned from posting like my clips on internet is don't give a shit. Don't let them decide what you can say or not. Because I would have nothing can say.
Same here. We received some heat before. I'm on the podcast. Yeah, for some clips that we posted, there was a couple of videos that got.
What did it say? Jay, stop being a pervert.
Yeah, they're saying like this white guy in China talking about culture. Like, what are you doing here? Like, show me a visa.
Why you want to do this podcast?
There's many reasons. First of all, I think it's a niche. I don't think there's much podcast exist here in English. But the second, I want to bring new perspective. I think that the content that we see on the internet, it's trash, and it's a brain rot. It's a complete brain rot. And I understand we're not gonna get that much audience. I think no, like billions of people gonna watch this, of course. But even if I can change the way of thinking, and not even change the way of thinking, just bring the food to their brain. They can. It's up to them what they're gonna do with it. But if they hear about it and they can have new perspective, even it's gonna be a very small amount of people, I'm happy with that. And I want to do it here as well because I've been living here for a while. I generally love China. I like Guangzhou specifically. No offense to Shanghai, beautiful place.
It's all right. We're better.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking. That's why I like Guangzhou. That's what I like Guangzhou. And surprisingly, people from abroad still have a lot of wrong stereotypes. I'm bringing this story when the idea first strikes me. I'll try to tell the story quick. I was in Australia. I told you, right, that I was there during COVID, and then I was in a taxi, and then I told this dude, I was living in China. I just came to Australia. I was living in China for like 7-8 years, and he was like, China, and the army is really walking on the street. And I was like, what are you talking about? This, and look, for this guy is no excuse. He's living in the free world, right? YouTube is open for him. He can read any information he wants to, but it is not. It is not. And I think there's a lot of amazing people living here, and their stories haven't been exposed, right? Now you have a chance to talk about comedy. How crazy is that?
Yeah. How crazy.
We're gonna come to close to the end. One of the last questions I want to ask you, because there was a lot about gender today, and I was curious. Do you think your comedy will be different if you were a guy?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like I said, I think comedy is mostly about what you think about the world, what you think about yourself. If I'm a man, of course, I'm going to think about things differently because I was raised differently. I was encouraged to do different things. I would like, maybe I wouldn't see the problem like
from this perspective.
Yeah. Like everybody is like the product of their upbringing, their sexuality, their like family and their culture. So it would definitely be different.
Yeah, the experience, right? We're all bringing it from our background. Have you ever watched our podcast on like YouTube or Spotify or anything? Have you watched till the end?
Yeah.
You haven't got prepared, right?
No.
You haven't got prepared. So I'm gonna have a little surprise for you.
Okay.
The last thing we do here called Say It Fast.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you a series of absolutely random questions. Some of them from geography, some of them are personal. I'll try to ask as fast as possible. and you need to give me the first answer that pops in your head.
Okay.
You ready? Try to speak
Right.
closer to the microphone.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Good. Let's go. Can you love someone and still cheat on them? Fast. The first answer pops in your head. Can you love someone and still cheat on them?
Yes.
Would you give up comedy for a year for $1 million?
Would I give up comedy for
$1 million for a year?
No.
Fast? No. If you had to choose, save your pet or save a stranger?
I didn't hear.
If you have a choice to save your pet or save a stranger?
I guess I gotta pick person.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is femininity nowadays under attack or it's evolving?
It's under attack in China.
Do you think AI will replace human relationships?
Probably.
How old will you be in 2036?
36. 45.
Who wrote Harry Potter?
J.K. Rowling.
Is it okay to stay friends with your ex?
Yeah.
How many oceans are there?
5.
And the last one.
Yeah.
This one you can take slow. What is the purpose of life?
Gee. Just existing. If you don't exist, there is nothing you can create. If you don't create anything, like we are no different than a plant. There is no fun. There is no relationship. There is no like joy in like doing anything. Yeah,
they're not creating.
Yeah.
Lily, that's a beautiful way to wrap her up. Thank you for the conversation.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna hug you too close.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.